What's up, everybody? World leaders, BitNations, welcome. This is the V6 update. Uh, I was doing life for the last year and neglected this project for a while, and time freed up, and I've been re-inspired. So, going to continue to work on BitNations, and V5 and V6 both just launched in like the last 2 weeks. There's a tremendous amount of new features, a whole new UI, but still the same game. And I want to walk you guys through it. So this is the home page, and you can see if you haven't been on BitNations in a while, looks the same, but there's this whole map thing now, which is new. And so this is awesome, and we're gonna kind of walk through some stuff here. You'll notice like this new chat interface as well, um, and an AI assistant here. So if you ever have questions, you can talk to the AI, and it could try to help you. AI is not that great. All right, let's go ahead and go to my nation dashboard. This is the updated nation dashboard, so you'll recognize a lot of these same modules here. It's all editable just like it was in the original game. I can go to dashboard here and move these around and add modules or remove modules to my liking. Um, some changes here is the game is now real time. So your population, I must have moved that. Your population, everything happens real time instead of hitting that progress bar. But instead, you do get the spam hit collecting your, harvesting your resources and money. And if you're wondering where that is, at the top of your screen is your wallet. And if you actually tap it, it will show you your resources, what level you are, your XP level, what age you're in, and then cycle back to money and influence. Um, Nation issues don't block you anymore. They're kind of just recommended. They'll pop up in your bar here. Same kind of idea, and you make your decision. It impacts your government. And then there's the chest and experience and bonuses daily. Um, okay, that's all fine and cool. You're probably wondering what's going on with this map. Well, this is the real uh, new feature here, which is being able to A, have a map, and then B, expand. So to expand, it's quite easy. You can just expand like this, parcel by parcel. It costs you varying degrees of influence depending on how large the land parcel is and how far away it is. Of course, by land, you can just go like that. But as well, if you zoom in here and you want to, these counties are part of the land. But there are sometimes islands, and those islands you can sail to if they're close by. So in essence, that's the way the map works. As your population density grows, meaning kind of some pressure, you'll be able to expand. So obviously, I have 2 billion people living in an extremely small landmass. So I have plenty of stored up expansion to go in this example. Also, this is a late stage nation, so you can see all the different resources down here that I have, and all the buildings and resources and things like that. So with this map feature is now the new war, which I'm not going to demo in this video, but basically if you select the tile of an opponent, you can declare war, and you have the ability to take that parcel from them. So there's an offender and a defender, and there's a meter of control, and if the offensive nation maintains control through that meter in 16 turns, the parcel becomes yours. And so war is now centered around parcels and expansion here. So I am late stage. I've built a colony, so I'm gonna just quickly go through the UI here. So as you've seen, this UI bar down here is really for collecting and my research and issues that pop up, kind of just the day-to-day action items. But for managing my nation, you can click this wrench down here, and you're going to see defense, military, buildings, budget, and taxes. And just like the OG screen, it's actually the same UI. You can manage your taxes. You can manage your budget spending. A whole new buildings UI. So this is where you manage your economy, faith, culture, and wonders. And you can construct and demolish buildings here. I guess I don't have a barracks. So buildings take time, but you can rush them. And then as well, your military, also a new UI here for your military units to train or relieve units. and they take time to train. And I'll take a moment to talk about two new features, the way defense works, and if you may have seen in budget, it's no longer infrastructure, it's logistics. So I'm going to explain logistics first, just real briefly. When you go to war and you deploy troops, you can only deploy as many troops as your logistics can support. So increasing logistics spendings will give you more unit cap on what you can do when you attack. And as well, outside of military for economy, it gives you faster expansion. So the more you invest in logistics, the faster your nation can expand to new land. And if we go over to defense, in the old game, if you remember, it was this really tedious process of like selecting a building because wars were fought over buildings, not land, and then deploying units to that building to protect it. Instead, you kind of select what portion of your military you want out on the front defensively. And I think there's a cost to that, the higher it is, and then what readiness level. And there's definitely a cost to this. So being on high alert or maximum will give you the best possible defense if you get attacked, but your morale meter's slowly going to decrease. And when it gets to zero, basically your military is going to have to recover. And so you're going to have to go to maybe a watchful or stand down mode. And that'll recover your morale meter slowly, but make you more susceptible to attack. That's really everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Your taxes are here. I'm going to show you colonies now. Moving on, so we get taxes, budget, buildings. If you're ever interested in what a building does, you can always hit this information icon here. Breaks down the cost and talks about like what it does, maybe perk-wise. And same with your military units. It'll get a little description there. On mobile, of course, you can drag this down out of the way and on desktop. So we went over kind of the general UI. I know I'm kind of running through this quickly, but there's a lot of updates. The managing your nation, you have your notifications up here. If the notifications are annoying, you can mute them in your settings. That's not a problem. And on the note of muting, if players are bothering you, you can mute or block them in the chat, and they won't be able to contact you. Let's see. We talked about expanding. We talked about war. I'm going to show you colonies now. So when you reach the discovery age in the tech tree here, so where's discovery space age? You'll notice that there's new technologies and new ages as well. Exploration age, there we go. When you get to the exploration age, you unlock the ability to make a colony. And in your buildings, if you go to colony, you can make typically just one max, but if you're from the old game, it looks like you can make more. But you can place a single colony. And so unlike your expansion map, which is like very tight, maybe at best you can expand across a river or a very short distance to an island if you have sailing researched, a colony can be started pretty much anywhere. So I can found a colony here, for example, in Cadiz, Spain. And I'm actually on the production server right now, and it's running a little bit slow. Could be the user growth, the growth pains here. Yeah, they tend to cost a lot more influence. And I'm not sure if that was lag or, yeah. And once you found your colony, you will see a colony module. And if you don't, it's supposed to come up. But if it doesn't, you can go into dashboard in your settings, and we can add the module for, I think it's all the way down here, colony. I like to keep an eye on the colony module because colonies operate a bit different than your regular population in that they're a bit touchy when it comes to taxes. So there is a contentness meter. Clicking go to colony will auto zoom into it on the map, generally speaking. Let's try that again. Go to colony. Yeah, and it will take me to the colony. Yeah, you can always unsettle it. And just like nation expansion, you can expand very close. So here's an example of how you can actually jump across short distances of water, or in this case, it looks like a parcel belongs to Spain there, so maybe that's why it's letting me do it without a sailboat. But it expands just like a nation would, although the influence is a little more pricey. And this is your colony. If you tax your colony really high, let's do a test here and just tax them high, you're going to see their restlessness, you're going to see their contentfulness go down. I'm going to move that module up because so we can just keep a better eye on it. And the order I like is I usually like population stats, colony, and then everything else is fine. Um, so you will get notifications when they start getting really unhappy. But generally speaking, if you don't take care of your colony and they're unhappy, they will secede from your nation, and you will lose all of the land parcels associated with the colony. So colonies are a way to spread across the globe pretty remotely and pretty cool. I'm going to actually let this go down, and as I'm showing you some other things, we'll get the notifications and kind of test that. So that is your nation dashboard in a nutshell. That's the game here. That's where it works. There is a lore section that was user requested. This is just on your dashboard. It's not publicly visible, but it's like your personal notes you can keep track of. Now that I've walked through the nation, I'll do a brief walkthrough of alliances. So this nation is not in an alliance, but to join an alliance, just select one from the list. One thing is alliance members can be in any world. So we're looking at world 1 right now. In my game here, I'm actually in my own private world. I created a private world just for this account for demo purposes, so there's no other players. Although I can invite friends to my private world. So if you have a friend and you and your friend just want to play together in a private world, you can do that. But alliances are universal. Look, we've got a notification. The colony is disgruntled. Spain is disgruntled, and it's saying lower your taxes. And so, yeah, they're getting there. They're getting disgruntled. We're going to let them continue to get disgruntled. So back to alliances. If you want to join an alliance, right down here is a clipboard, and this is your application. Select the values you believe in and click request join, and a member of the alliance will approve or deny your application. There's some new features in alliances. There's the ability to send military units to alliance members if you're in the same world. But for the most part, alliance is outside of world. Okay, so I'm going to move on from alliances and move into the next thing, treaties. We've got another notification. The colony is now protesting. It takes me right to taxes, which I feel like it should take me to a modal with more information. But they are now protesting, so they are not happy that they are being taxed so much. But we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna continue to tax them because we like the money, we like the income here. Making like $1.5 million that's pretty good. Back to our alliances, treaties. Treaties is a bit different. We're testing this. You can unlock more slots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get up to 6 treaty slots. Because I'm not, these treaties are left over from when I was in a multiplayer world. Because I'm in a single player world, they are not really visible here. But your treaties will actually be conjoined by lines on the map, directly showing you how you're connected. And maybe I can show a demo of that on another, maybe I have that on a test. Cool. Okay, let me see if I have it on a test nation here. So this is on my local machine. I'm also a late stage nation, but I'm going to go to treaties and see if we have any signed treaties on here. Yeah, so see I have one treaty with this nation. It connects us with a dot. If I go to my trades, same thing. If you have active trades pending, it will kind of outline the trade route, which is just kind of fun, but it will show you boats or trucks or however trade is moving around. And that's just for open trades. Trading, one thing about trading is it is intra-world. So you can trade resources, peer-to-peer resources and money with other nations in your world. And there is like travel time. As compared to the universal market, the market is only money. So you don't barter, no bartering. But you can buy and sell resources to any nation in any world. It takes about let's say 10 minutes for a market order to complete. So let's actually do one. So Switzerland wants some steel, and I can actually just send them 100 at the same rate, and I'm going to get a bunch of money for that. So I'm going to take that and fulfill that order. And what's interesting is if we actually go to the trade map, we're not in the same world, but if you happen to be in the same world as another nation that you make a market order with, it'll show that on the trade map as well. Um, Okay. So this is cool. So they're very unhappy, and they're now saying they are ungovernable. I think there's one more stage after this. They're basically saying give us a tax cut or something's going to happen. So they're getting rambunctious over there. But we're in San Francisco. We're not dealing with the heat this summer in Spain. It's nice and cool here, and like we love our lifestyle over here in San Francisco, and we love that we can just get all this free money by taxing Spain. So why would we lower taxes? I mean, life is good over here in the democracy of San Francisco. Um, this is the nation's index. Endless scrolling instead of pagination, and you can search a lot of Israel's. Search your nations and sort them there. It's the same view as before. When you view a nation, you can now see them on the map. It will tell you what world they're in. It isolates them, so you can see other nations on the map, but it isolates them. You can obviously filter your maps by the alliances or whether they're in war or in peace mode, what religion or what tags they have there, and these are the other typical things. Trading, treaties, and war have to be intra-world, so I can view this nation, I can message them, but I can't interact with them in this way unless we're in the same world. And down here we will go to worlds. We can look at different worlds here. So I'm in a private world. Everyone can create their own private world, and from it you can copy a link and invite your friend to join you in that world. And there's PvE, PvP, and peaceful worlds. So PvE, the rules are very simple. There is war, but there's war cooldowns, and you can disable war if you want to. And PvP is war all the time, no matter what, and you can't turn it off, and there's no cooldowns. And then there's peaceful, where it's just nation building, no war. Those are the three types of worlds you got there. And then one of the cool things is the market. I think we just saw this not too long ago, but this is the market of opened and closed orders. Wow, there's a lot going on here. And this is the multi-world market for buying and selling in terms of money, different resources. So let's go check in on our colony. Oh, what a coincidence. We just got a notification. Colony tax appeal. So this is the last step the colony will do. They'll basically say like, hey, we're sending you an appeal. And if you don't do it, you're like, basically like, let's see what they say. Spain has issued a formal appeal against the 50% colony tax. Approved to cut the tax to 15% and keep the colony, deny or ignore the deadline, and to declare independence. You have 5 minutes to decide. I'm actually just going to deny it because we don't want them. And we refused, so I believe that means we've lost the colony. And it says here, a little bit slow, yeah, colony seceded. Spain declared independence against the 50% tax. The overseas territory is gone and your colony building was burned. Colony tax reset to 0. Build a new colony. So yeah, if we look on the map now, we no longer control those parcels. Or was it down here? And those parcels are now available to anybody in the game to go and claim. And so that's how colonies work. This was just released today, so still working on improvements, user feedback, and bug fixes. So I'm in Discord throughout the day, and I'm just collecting feedback and bug fixes, basically. I hope you guys enjoy this new version of the game. There's definitely more to come. I think we're going to get into resources on the map. It's going to make war and resource collection and markets more interesting, but we're a little bit away from that. So for now, this is a massive update. So let's just go ahead and enjoy this. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for playing, and happy nation building.